Alright YouTube and Final Fantasy VII community. So guys, we may actually have a pretty decent idea of when we are going to get a release date for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't want to be a hype beast and get everybody in the hype train, but it may be happening pretty soon. So what this all comes from is a producer at Square Enix, Shinji Hashimoto, recently did an interview with a French publication called Kisland Info. And essentially, in the interview, he goes into detail of how Square Enix plans out releasing info for future titles, and that's kind of why we haven't seen anything for Final Fantasy VII in a while, because they're kind of waiting for specific dates. Final Fantasy VII developer Square Enix may have dropped a hint about when it plans to reveal the release date. Little has been said of the Final Fantasy VII Remake since it was announced at E3 back in 2015. Square Enix producer Shinji Hashimoto has explained why fans haven't heard much about the game since it was announced before hinting at when we may find out more. Hashimoto said that announcements are typically saved for special events and anniversaries. He said, "You must know that for each future titles, i.e. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, etc., there is an established development planning. So we must first consult it to check on the progress of the game to be able to convey the most interesting and relevant information to the public. To give you an example, many events will take place this year. There's Final Fantasy's 30th anniversary event, Final Fantasy VII's 20th anniversary event, as well as Kingdom Hearts' 15th anniversary event." Knowing this, it is obvious that fans are expecting a lot and we wish to show more in order to celebrate all of these events. We wish we could give as much information as possible, but it is imperative that we have control on the calendar and order so that we can reveal relevant information at the precise time. The comments suggest that Square Enix could be planning something for Final Fantasy VII's 20th anniversary in North America and Europe. The classic PS1 role-playing game was released on January 31st, 1997 in Japan, followed by a September 7th, 1997 release in North America and November 17th, 1997 release in Europe. So essentially what all this is about is that Square Enix likes to save releasing info for big games for either big events like E3 or whatever that PlayStation experience was in 2015, or they wait for anniversaries. And it just so happens we've already passed the Japan anniversary for Final Fantasy VII, but we are now coming up on, very soon actually, the North American release for Final Fantasy VII, which is September 7th, 1997, and we're also coming up on the European release in November 17th. So, what it is, essentially, what we're doing this video about is we probably are going to get something on one of those dates, if not both. This article seems to speculate that we might get something on both those dates. September and November are several months apart, so I could see something released on both of those dates. But what I'm most excited about is September 7th, because I think the North American release for Final Fantasy VII is what was so critical. Would really move the JRPG, genre into the Western market. So I could see them really wanting to release something big, maybe a trailer, maybe a release date, maybe just a bunch of info at one time, something for the North American anniversary. Now, I've actually bitched in the past because of the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII was this year, and we hadn't got anything other than that one picture with Cloud and Sephiroth, with Sephiroth having the wing and shit, looking over the Shinra Tower. But it never actually occurred to me to look to specific dates. We had the 20th anniversary, but that was the Japan anniversary in January earlier this year when we got that picture. I believe that's when we got that picture. It never occurred to me to look to the North American release dates, maybe even the European release dates. I don't know why it never occurred, but it just never did. And now I'm kind of excited, man. I have something to look forward to. Instead of just kind of randomly getting things to talk about for Final Fantasy VII Remake, we actually have a date to look forward to where we might get some critical info for this game fucking finally. And I'm always the optimist when it comes to this game because I want as much as possible for this game. I want this game to be out as soon as possible. So I'll be a little bit of a hype beast, I guess, here towards the end of the video. I'm going to speculate we're going to get a release date. If not September 7th, November 17th, we're going to get a release date. Maybe it'll just be a release window, 2018, kind of like they're doing with Kingdom Hearts 3 right now. But I feel like they're going to give us something, an idea of when we're going to see the first episode. They have to be done with it by now. We knew earlier this year, near the beginning of this year, that they were brushing up the beginning sequence where you're raiding the first Mako reactor with Avalanche and shit as Cloud. So by now, I mean, my fucking god, it is August. It'll be September by the time we get info. If we get info on September 7th, it'll be September. It'll be most of the year is fucking gone. If they are not finished with at least the first episode of this game, I'm going to be so fucking pissed. So as always, guys, let me know your thoughts below. Do you think we're going to get something on one of these dates, September 7th or November 17th? Do you think we're going to get something, and what do you think we're going to get? I'm legit excited, guys. Like, I've been wanting this remake for I don't know how many years of my fucking life, and it looks, at least now to me, according to this producer at Square Enix, that we might actually be getting something fucking finally, some sort of concrete info on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Anyways, if you went on to enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, turn on my notifications, follow me on Twitter, links to my social networks are in the description, and in the outro. Later, guys.
Are coming back. At last, the promise has been made.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake, 'cause I don't fucking care.